Hey, and welcome to this episode of the Spaceman Talks, a new series I've created that will be talking all about space and my opinions about space and stuff like that.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So this man, Elon Musk, created SpaceX on March the 14th, 2002. But before he created SpaceX, NASA was still using the space shuttle, a partly reusable rocket. The space shuttle landed like a plane, and back then that was considered the safer option. And it is probably still the safest option today, but things have changed. But back to SpaceX. Elon Musk knew you had to make rockets affordable. But before he could do that, he had to actually make a rocket, which he had never done before, obviously. So he made the Falcon 1. And the Falcon 1 was kind of a failure, at least at the beginning anyway. There were 3 failures that almost bankrupted SpaceX and Elon Musk. But when the 4th launch succeeded, the company was saved by NASA. I believe there was a plan for a Falcon 5, but I believe it was scrapped in favor of the Falcon 9. And then on May 30th, 2020, Bob and Doug, the astronauts, went to the ISS on a Falcon 9 and Dragon capsule. At this point, SpaceX had already perfected the Falcon 9 booster landing.
Stage 1 is landing. LZ-1, the Falcon is landed. Landing operation.
This would save SpaceX millions of dollars per launch. And because of the successful mission with Bob and Doug, SpaceX was rewarded many missions to the ISS. At this point, their only competition for the most part was United Launch Alliance. But because their rockets were not reusable like SpaceX's rockets, they were held back from actually competing for the most part. And that brings us to SpaceX's Starship, the rocket that's supposed to get us to Mars in the early 2030s. It is fully reusable and is supposed to cost less than the Falcon 9 once it starts to be fully reused. It was also picked as a lander for the Artemis 3 moon landing. This rocket is very important to the future of spaceflight. It is very important that the rocket is fully reusable. Whenever you have to make trips to Mars, you need the rocket to be able to be reused because that would cost a lot of money. And NASA's SLS, or Space Launch System, that is used for the Artemis program, is not reusable at all, not even its side boosters, and that's why the Artemis program won't be sustainable for a very long time. Maybe at some point they can use the Starship instead of the SLS for the Artemis program, but that would be a while. If the Starship was used for the Artemis program instead of the SLS, NASA could focus their budget on other things. But even though the Starship is not the primary rocket for the Artemis program, the Starship does play a huge role in the Artemis program. But the Starship, or ship, lands in a very different way. And by the way, Starship is the name of the full rocket. The top half, or the second stage, is just named Ship. But it lands propulsively, unlike the space shuttle that landed by gliding like an airplane. And like I said, Starship, or ship, lands propulsively, and arguably that's more dangerous than the space shuttle. And here's a space shuttle landing.
Main gear of in place. Main gear touchdown. Pilot Barry Wilmore deploying the drag chute.
I feel like it's pretty clear which one is the most safe, that being the space shuttle. But Starship is meant to help colonize Mars. So arguably the Starship is more important than the space shuttle because it has a more important job to do. We will send the first person to Mars by 2031, hopefully. We can't forget about the Falcon Heavy, the rocket that pretty much phased out ULA as a contender in the new space race. And just a great rocket overall. Well, that's it for this episode. If you enjoyed it, please consider dropping a like or maybe subscribing. My goal is to get 100 subscribers by March, and this is a part of a new series, like I said, and I have a couple exciting videos on the way. I apologize for not posting as many YouTube shorts, but I've been working on these longer videos.